You can't blame Celtic fans for feeling like kids on Christmas Day as they react to a mouth-watering glamour group. But as always, there are other party poopers just desperate to rain on the parade by predicting humiliation on European football's greatest stage. Tim emailed with trips to Munich, Paris and Brussels awaiting the fans. It appears Celtic have ended up in the inaugural group of boos. Richard McKenna, Dunbar, said great draw for the boys. It'll be Mayor when we get him at Parkhead. Good luck Celtic. Stephen Hamilton, Coatbridge, said I really fancy Celtic's chances to reach the last 16. Watching them over the last 5 or 6 months, I think they're nearly as good as Man City, Man United and Arsenal. We'll take points in this group, maybe not off Bayern Munich, but I certainly think Celtic can beat the other two to grab second and leave PSG's millionaires embarrassed in third place. Pat Thompson, Parkhead, said Brendan Rodgers has got to tighten up his defense and get a proven goal scorer before this group gets underway. I'm not saying break the bank, but at least go visit the bank because money will have to be spent. The last game against Astana was evidence enough of that. The Celtic players celebrate at full time after making the Champions League group stage. Nicky Livingston said Celtic have the worst record in Europe since the Cheeky Girls' first single. Bud Hey Dumfries said I'm sick of these Rangers fans having Celtic beaten before we even kick a ball. We're not playing against Mickey Mouse teams from Luxembourg, we're up against the best teams in the world. I'm sure they'll not be greeting when we give them the £300,000 handout for us getting there. Frank McCormack, Clydebank, said caller Kenny Johnston said Celtic will damage the reputation of our game by not winning a group game. What really damages our reputation is the inability of other teams from the SPL to qualify for European competitions. Scott Sinclair celebrates his goal with teammate Olivia Ntcam. Kevin McGinley, Edinburgh, said I spent longer in the toilet than Rangers did in Europe this season. So how dare Kenny Johnston try to claim Celtic will be an embarrassment? Andy Deacons, Livingston, said Kenny Johnston talks about embarrassment. Knocked out of Europe by the 4th best team in Luxembourg, now that's embarrassment. John Irvin, Glasgow, said if you'll pardon the pun, the Rangers fans are green with envy at Celtic's success. It's not Celtic's fault that they are leaving Rangers and the rest behind, and producing young players with great potential for the future. The other clubs, especially Rangers, need to up their game. In pictures, Astana v Celtic View Gallery. Celtic fans rage at Rangers legend Graham Souness. Hotline Wilson Mason, Bridgeton, said my fellow Rangers fans are moaning that Celtic fans are gloating. Well, I'd be doing the exact same if it was Rangers preparing to face the biggest teams in Europe, and I will be again soon enough. In 2 years' time Rangers will qualify for the Champions League, and in 5 years we'll reach the last 16 because I believe Pedro Caixinha is going to turn this around. But in the meantime, good luck to Celtic. Phil Spriggs, Mabel, said I'm getting a wee bit scunnered with people saying how bad our game is. I watched Newcastle v Huddersfield last week, and for all the money they have swilling about down south, I've never seen so much dross in my life. The atmosphere and passion has been sucked out of their game by commercialism. What we lack in money we more than make up for in that passion, so it's time we stopped selling our game short.